Hello there, and welcome back to episode 30 of Firemind. It is a mighty fine day for the dwarfs of this fortress, and there's a couple of fine things up ahead of us. First of all, let me introduce to you the new Woodworkers Gill Hall. It is, well, for now, just a blueprint, but we're going to go ahead, put some fine wood carpeting, no, not carpeting, some wood plank stuff on the ground and have some fun with it. In the meantime, we have another big project up ahead of us for today. I will construct something I'll show you in a second. We'll be constructing that pipe now. So we'll have to seal off a corridor here. As a matter of fact, it's not that much of a big deal, but it still has to get done and has to get done properly. So at the end of this episode, I hope we have a connection tunnel between these two sections of the caverns, and, well, let's see how that will play out. But first off, let's give the woodworkers their Gill Hall that they are craving for. So, originally, if I would have been able to, I totally wanted to build something that resembled a tree, but sadly I came up with a couple of attempts. They all look very, very terrible. Then I gave up. Because, it has to look like something nice, and I felt like this is actually a nice shape. Sadly, drawing a tree that isn't gigantic on the map is harder than I thought. Alright, we have enough wood available. I mean, we're really butchering here. We're not even carving blocks out of these logs first. We're just taking a raw log and slamming it on the ground. Just like a good jurist would do. So, in terms of narrative, our Duchess is these days bound with her brainchild here. In my imagination, these are the things that she tries to pass the time by until we are finally the capital. I mean, in my imagination, Uzol dreams of waging war against these artifact thieves, burning these elven forests, but right now, we are not equipped. We're just not there yet. So, entertaining herself with ingenuity and things that we can construct is such a dwarven thing to do. But at the same time, I feel like this won't pleasing Her Highness forever. But I have already ideas how the story will go further from that point on, so just stay tuned. Well, let's see. Let's prove that Gill Hall. And let's get down here and assign it. The wood flooring really looks nice. I underestimated how much I'd like that color. So, Woodworker Hall. There we go. The Morning of Ropes. Look at this beauty. I gotta say, it's been a very lucky random pick, as this color is really fitting to the turret walls. That's, I think, the half of the trick here, that the colors are just very matching. So, I refrained back to collective smoothing, as I had so many stonecutters jobs lately. I think I'm going to turn it off after this Gill Hall, though. Yeah, alright. So let's get back to the Kaiju land. So, what is happening with my woodcutting workforce? So, well, we only have 2 of them. I see. Just strikes me as a very interesting detail that Thaltic, Uzol's best friend, the Duchess' best friend, or one of her better friends, is actually a woodcutter too. Just like her. She's just a lousy woodcutter. Was a lousy woodcutter. However you want to put it. Okay, so we're carving now our corridor through here. I'm taking down all of the trees in between, as their twigs and mushroom caps will be just very annoying to deal with later on. just like it that our woodcutters are just not on time. Ah, finally, somebody's taking up the task. So the first tree is going to get killed. And we're going to be able to build that little corridor there. We've struck rose quartz. So I just realized that I'd be really enjoying to have entrance points into and out of the caverns inside the tube. I really think that would be a nice idea. And now the rest of that will be just walled off. There it goes. So let's leave that one chopped. Most of the tree sunk into the depths anyways. And we're going to forbid that one. Make it invisible, go away forever. So I don't want anybody accidentally killing himself for picking up these. Right now it is still accessible. Once the wall is there, it is not accessible anymore. And knowing my foolish little jurists, they really could end up with just trying to pick that up while somebody else is just finishing. I know my luck. I've seen things like these happen way too often. So, well. I also haven't forgotten about the bone industry, promise. But there's always some other pressing matters on hand. Like this Gill Hall here, for example. So let's unleash the engravers one more time. I think I'm going to let them engrave the entry doorsteps. I like the idea of that. Surely will look nice. That was not intended. We're going to erase that smear in a sec. There. Okay. So I'm pretty sure that this thing should be already... not quite. It's not a Gill Hall yet. Should be really soon at the desired value. Alright. There we go. We're conquering the caverns. Love it. In my previous fort, the caverns were so darned inaccessible because they were like miles deep down below that I had almost no cavern gameplay for an entire fortress long. Boat Thrower was just a giant bridge, and practically everything regarding that fort happened on the surface. I mean, as cool as it was, it really feels good to get dwarfen again and, you know, build some tunnels, conquer the caverns, all the good stuff. Alright, so they are, again, naked dwarves. That's not a good thing. Speaking about naked dwarves, the standards of persuasion that had their time off in the end of the last episode have, of course, taken up their duty again at the beginning of the spring, just in case you were concerned that I might have forgotten these guys. I didn't. Okay, so we have now the basics of the tube down. Let's build the actual tube, as we now have to wall off that thing. I love Dwarven engineering. It's one of the most cool things in the game. So all we need to do is just put some floorboards on top of that thing, so it becomes a sealed entity and that nobody can just crawl into. There's just the doors. Speaking about the doors, I think I need to seal those ASAP. Yeah, let's do that for now. I mean, don't fool yourself and think that doors are foolproof and safe. There's gremlins down there, and gremlins just don't care about doors and stuff like that. They just sneak into your fort and switch levers around. So there is... I love gremlins, seriously. They are one of the coolest additions to the game, in my humble opinion, as they just are a walking menace, and it's awesome. Anyways. Good. I am waiting now with linking these guys up to levers until I have reproduced enough mechanisms, which reminds me of one thing that I realized the last time I wasn't at the PC, and then I tossed and turned at night because I didn't find no sleep, because I had to increase the threshold for these up to 30. You know, at times you just need tons of mechanisms, and it sucks just like the last time when you have just such a low amount of these available. It was just a nuisance, and this is a really darn easy fix. Just need to order more, duh. So, alright, let's make that available to all of the citizens, and of course, it ain't no carpenter's workshop, no woodworker's Gill Hall without carpenter's workshops. So I'll put these right into the entrance because they would create terrible asymmetric feelings with me. Oh yeah, that looks nice. So we have lots of workstations here. Good, good. That's good. Alright. Alright, we get in there. I like what I see here. That should totally do the trick and should be very easily transformed into a Grand Gill Hall anytime that we want it to. So we're going to go for a nice little trick here. We're going to excavate the sides of the tube. There we go. Thing is, if we take away the stone here, there's still no connection from above. We'll just be able to do our construction work much easier this way. Or, well, will we create a cave-in like that? No, will this just collapse now? No, it won't. I guess because it's being held by the forces above. Alright. So, let's keep constructing. We'll be able to put floorboards on top here. We need to put floorboards on top here and on top there. There we go. I mean, technically I could just leave the overhanging rock there, but practically I won't. Because I just like the looks of it this way more. So it's going to be an entirely sealed up thing. Let's of course put a door in between so we can regain control of this area. So far, this is one very, very peaceful subterrane. Your ruler has arrived with a full entourage. We're at the capital now. I love it. So let's see. Is it still the same queen as the last time? It's her! It's the crazy casket and leggings lady all over again. You know, I know that lady well by now. And obviously, the Duchess has had success. Alright. So that brings up to a lot of wonderful tasks. So let's get away a second from the deep and dark caverns and move up. So upstairs here, this level here was entirely dedicated for just this moment. So I'll be not going for the apartments today. So the queen will have to live with bad apartments for a day as we well, I need to take some time off camera to plan that, as I know her quite well by now. You know, it's just like Mumos is yeah, that's great. That starts great. I know her well. What was her name again? Momus. Ah, not Momo. I know her well. Might be some switching up with the letters there, but that doesn't say anything. So She still has her configurations from the last fort. That's awesome. And let's see, memories. Relieved remembering being rescued. What? I can't remember any rescues, but whatever. So she's one person which she loves bismuth bismuth bismuth. I'll give up bismuth bronze. That's a nasty word for my German tongue. Anyways, she loves leggings, coffins, and reindeer. Spiny dogfish. What are spiny dogfish? Urad beans, bean plants. Alright. When possible, she prefers to consume giant sperm whale and guava wine. She certainly knows her tastes. Anyways, so the real cool point is that she stammers when she's annoyed. This game, no, is that we have now two lovers of bismuth bronze in our fortress. See, now I can't say it without stumbling over my tongue. And that makes it all even more necessary that we get ourselves bismuthinite, or however you pronounce that stuff now, into our fort. It's a great day for me. I really enjoy that. We have so many agitated chaos, because that means we are finally at the spot where the next caravan should have insane amounts of goods available for us. So at the same time, I think we'll have to face the fact that my entire Eurist housing complex here is probably overburdened by now with the almost 300 people that we got. So let's see. Well, these bedrooms aren't picked up yet. We'll see about that. Oh, there's a couple of them more. I mean, I wouldn't be unhappy if we'd had them all right now. I mean, sadly, you cannot have a number on these bedrooms. It would be so amazing if bedrooms would just have a consecutive numbering, like bedroom 1, bedroom 2, bedroom 347. Well, anyways, we are now right on track. We have now our mission. We will have to bring up the outpost liaison and the monarch's quarters up here. This will be on the top of the mountainside, of course, just as it is fitting to a real, to Her Majesty. So let's see. We have here. Oh, that's still cavern floor. Love it. So the tube is almost done too. Hell yeah, you're making darn fast progress, my friends. So we're going to go now, and this is going to be, let's see. Oh yeah, well we're going to have another access door here because I want to have the power of maintenance here in that part of the giant monster trap again. Let's see. Let's put a maintenance entrance into that part here as well. It's always good to be prepared for all manner of different situations. Alrighty, so it really makes me happy, not gonna lie. So leather armor and bracelets. Jeez. Sounds like I should really consider a Mark's Dwarf squad at some point, because we're just stacking on these leather armors like crazy. Alright, so I'm super excited now. I really can't wait to design the topmost level. I mean, the best part is that as far as my plans for the Forgotten Beast trap went, we're pretty much done here. We just need to wait until all the riches are connected to their switches and all that. But basically, if there is going to be a Forgotten Beast entering the map, we can now easily react to that properly. It's gonna be no biggie at all. So let's see. These will be now the entrance points. That's the 2 spots that I'm lining up. And with that, Firemind is on its way to become a true legend. And I'm honored for everybody. It's my pleasure to have you all with me. It's really cool. to know that so many people are by now enjoying some silly dolphin time here. Okay, so we found some gemstone. That's always it's always happening when you open up caverns. I'm just very surprised, they must have gleaned that by just looking down here down that shaft. I gotta say, that shaft is a monumental thing, and I still haven't fully wrapped up my head about what we're going to do with this thing. It looks almost like a ancient, cooled off, and no longer volatile volcano to me. That's the first impression that I got. Like, there's no more magma there, So we're going to build entrances there and there and there. And then we're going to build doors here and there and everywhere. So we got to make it like that now. So probably that was not like I wanted it to be. So we're going to slap a wall in here. Just like that. Finally, all the safety measures are in place. Wonderful. So the basic gist of it is now that when we are sealing off every other entrance to the fort over the caverns, if we only leave these two doors open, then something can path into the fort either over these chambers, and it wants to enter over this over the staircase, which is the only access point to the rest of the fort at that point, or it enters the traps over this entrance, and then we can either pipe it over into these chambers, or we can close off these chambers and pipe it on over into the chambers number 1, which allows me to pipe two forgotten beasts into conflict with each other, making a kaiju brawl pit possible, so we can witness the combat of two ancient evils. Hell yeah. I'm really enjoying this whole project of mine here, in case you didn't notice already. Anyways, so the city is thriving. We have so many wonderful things going on here. I mean, Firemind is, as far as standards go, already quite a comfy place. Oh yeah, I know one thing that I haven't done here yet. The tavern. The tavern ain't done here. And the dining hall isn't called out yet. So we even have a seriously civilized outpost down here. Look at this. There's floorboards everywhere. The heckin' machinery room has lead platings. I mean, that's weird plating to have, but whatever, it is plated. I mean, I'm constantly amused about that lead plating, because I imagine a super heavily clad dwarf weighing like 200 pounds, 300 pounds, depending on his stature, and he's slowly sinking into lead plating because it's too soft. I don't know. It's just like, it's defying the laws of physics, I'm afraid. So we're going to call this the tavern, and we're going to call out these bedrooms, and then we are linking them up to the tavern like this. The creative candies? Seriously? Okay. It's not like I'm judging. I'm just surprised. That's all. Okay, we got that down. Now we need some booze down here. Configurations first. Planty drink, animal drink. There goes. And pick up your drinks from the big drink stockpile. It's quite huge by now. Alright, so we got that. Now we just need a chest, and then this place requires a tavern keeper. So who's it gonna be? So nobody strikes my eye here. Let's take the fish dissector. Hell yeah, you're the new tavern keeper, my friend. Okay. So, let's get back downstairs. And let's see. So, I'll be connecting these bridges between the episodes, if I haven't mentioned that already, because I don't want to do this to you friends, that you have to watch that. It's boring. So this part of the entire complex, I just don't know what we're going to do with it. I'm considering all manner of different things. We're for now closing off the shutters here because I don't want to. I mean, I just realized that we can use these doors now as well. We have plenty of options now. The best part is now for me, the entirety of the Tier 1 caverns is now accessible. We have one entrance being constantly guarded by our sacks of controlling. They're controlling that hallway quite good. I didn't make up this name. These guys here come up with really funky names. It's not my making. They're making this all by themselves. Either way, I'm quite happy with that construction because whatever hostile force wants to enter my fort, it has to go through these boys first, and that's quite a good feeling. Ah, the leggings lady is back. I missed you. So, let's see. We're going to make our... We're going to make lead leggings. That even sounds fun. So, let's see. Or, oh, I bet I can't make it out of lead. Nah, not possible. So, we're going to make copper leggings. Alright. So, yeah, now we got to think about the important things of our fort, like how are we going to provide the necessary room for those leggings to be properly presented, you know? Let's relieve these from their worker binding. Well, but apart from that, I'm really happy. We can now finally order mining jobs as we want to in the areas here. We can finally pick up whatever we'd like to pick up in the in these cavern layers, which is seriously a big step forward as there's so much resource here. Like there's so much extra gemstone that we can pick up. We can now go for those gem encrusted thingies, you know. We can finally chop underground trees. As if we don't have enough trees already, but whatever. You get the idea. I consider this a full-on victory for the Towers of Ages, so... I'll be leaving today's episode a little bit shorter, earlier than usual, as I want to get the topmost floors designed ASAP, as this is now for me a real big thing. I've been waiting for the Queen to move into this fort since quite some time now, and I'm delighted. I'm extra delighted about the fact that it's just like a saga continuing. Like we're now hosting the Queen for a second time. That feels just darn epic. It's like saying hi to a annoying relative again that you are quite happy to not having him seen for a while, but after not seeing him or her for a couple of years, you're like, oh man, I miss you. And now she's back after I missed her. I'll hate her in 20 or 30 episodes or earlier. We'll see that. Either way, thanks for being around, my good friends. I'm going to end this episode for today here, and I hope you enjoyed yourselves as much as I did. We're going to continue next episode with the introduction of the really impressive top floor, so I'll be doing some tinkering behind the scenes here because I want to present something really cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Leave a thumbs up, consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. I mean, I'm really happy for each and every one of you folks. And check out the description box. You will find there the link to the entire Savage Lands saga, where you can see all the other forts that I've been playing so far. And there's also support links down there. There's Patreon, PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee. It would be super cool if you'd be checking these out as well. And yeah, thanks for being around, my dear friend. Thanks for staying around on the video even after the ad roll, and I hope you had a good time, and I'll see you soon again. Bye-bye.